friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm standing here on my front deck right by my front garden, and I wanted to show you a few things. Not a lot going on in the garden yet, but a little bit. I've been transplanting some stuff, moving some things around, and dealing with some pests, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So first, let me show you a little bit of what's going on just here in our front yard garden, which is more of our newer addition to our whole garden. So starting here from this corner, we've got this now all fenced in and decided to make it more of a rectangle shape just to keep it easy to keep the chickens in here. And as of now, we're still allowing them to roam out here. They're all just in the back right now. But you can see my peppermint's all coming up, and I've just kind of don't mind allowing the peppermint to take over this area. I do try to keep it back a little bit. It's coming a little too far out this way. But I've got a lily coming up there. That's one of the edible kind of lilies. Right here, my golden oregano is starting to get some of its color. And let's see, right there is a berry. It gets an orange berry, I believe it is. It's kind of like a raspberry that Michelle had given me last year at the homesteading fair in Rochester, which I don't think there will be this year. The oregano's starting to come back. I mean, keep in mind the chickens have been keeping this pretty well tilled up, so some of the stuff that's growing is covered up, like my lemon balm right there. But it's still growing. It's still doing fine. Eventually, we'll be blocking this off, and the chickens won't be able to get in here. Back there, you can't really see it, but I got marshmallow coming up, and there's my strawberries. I'll go back up on the deck and show you some more of that. But the sage is starting to snap back. It just takes a little while and it looks ugly for a little while in the early spring, but then it'll be filled in and thick. Not much right here yet. Some of this area here is going to be, I haven't decided what all I'm going to do here. I might plant my beets out here again this year. And then over here in this bare section between the two rhubarbs, you can see I've got a little fencing around them. Eventually this will be removed so they can grow out bigger, but for now, since I'm letting the chickens still till around in here, I'm just trying to keep them from tearing up my rhubarb. And then again, as I've said before, under all those overturned pots are my potato plants. Nothing's showing yet, but you know, it'll be a little while, but they're planted. Stinging nettle's doing good. I actually came out here a couple days ago and it was about twice that size. Cut it way back. But anyway, right here is going to be where my zucchini goes. So the zucchini loves it right here. As you can see in this picture right here from last year, it just really loves this section. So there's my little peach tree. It's starting to get buds. So we'll see how the peaches turn out this year if it gets peaches. It didn't get any last year, but when we had it in the greenhouse, it got peaches, but they were never tasty peaches. So I've got a few herbs over here. My lilac, I might actually get flowers on it this year. This is a new one. So look at, you see my stinging nettle, how it looks all chopped up? Yep, that's because I just hacked a whole bunch down. And so it's about half the size it was the other day. But you can see in this picture here, I got quite a bit. I went ahead and put some next to the wood stove to dehydrate. And then decided to freeze some up. I'm thinking about canning some this year too. So it should can up very similar to spinach. So I decided to come back here and take a look again at my quince since it's the farthest along. It's got buds getting ready to open up. Everything's got buds. The cherries have buds on them too, but they're just, nothing's opening up yet. It's still pretty chilly here now. Let's go ahead and go back up on the deck. Okay, so my strawberry plants, I've been kind of spreading them out. This just recently got moved out here. I'll talk about that in a minute. Just want to show again the strawberries. They're coming along. Cody wants to come outside. We'll let him sniff around, but I got to keep an eye on him because he likes to go explore. So anyway, this is the gooseberry. This is a red gooseberry. It's very, very delicious. Last year it only got one berry, and I had it on the back deck, and it got really thick and full of leaves, but just one berry, and then something started chewing it up. And once the blueberries and the grapevines grew up back there, this just stopped getting light, and I think that contributed to the pest problem I was having on it. So I decided to move it out front this year. It was quite a fight. Gooseberries they're not fun. They have thorns on them and they're kind of painful. But I got kind of tore up bringing it out here, but I think I'm going to really like it out here. It's going to add more greenery out here, as well as I think it'll just be better. It'll get a lot more sun. Now right here, this doesn't stay outside. This is actually a grapefruit. We have 2 of these. This is the smaller of the 2, and we keep them in the house. And I had noticed the other day the leaves, see that? Looking all chewed up. And when I turned some of the leaves over, you won't see it now, but I'll show you some pictures right here. And I put it on Facebook because I was just curious as to what they were. And some people said spider mites, but the more common one that people said was scale. I had never heard of a fruit scale or fruit tree scale. And so what I did was I took off the leaves that were most infested with them and burned them. So you can see this one here is kind of curled. And then I've been bringing it outside periodically and spraying it down with my homemade bug spray. Now I do have a recipe on this. I will go ahead and link to it in the description box down below. It's my own recipe that I came up with, and it seems to work really, really good on just about anything. It's all natural, it's safe, and I mostly made it to use on my peppers in the greenhouse, my pepper plants, because they always get these little bugs that like to eat them up, and it worked great. So I sprayed these leaves down really good, and just to keep up on it, I keep spraying them. So I've just been bringing it outside because I don't want to do this inside, and just spraying it down really good, and then letting it dry, even spraying down into the soil. So whatever that is, if it's living in the soil, that should kill it off, or at least get it to go away. Okay, well that's all it for today. We do have more going on in the back garden and the side garden, but I'll save those for another video. It's still not a lot, but yeah, I mean, I haven't transplanted my tomatoes or anything like that yet. Still letting the chickens take their dust baths in there. They love that greenhouse for the dust baths, especially on wet days. So yeah, I try to keep it open to them for as long as I can, and then eventually I'm going to have to pretty soon get those tomatoes and get them stuck in the ground. But I'm also waiting for it to warm up a little bit more before I do that. So hopefully next week I'll have you some more updates as far as the greenhouse, the back garden, the deck gardens, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, hope you're enjoying this, and don't forget to check out the video on the homemade bug spray. So far for me, it has been highly effective. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.